Yo, what is good, my quick crypto family and my coin factory family? We're back again with another daily Casper and crypto live stream, and we are once more seeing the buyers for the most part, remain in control. This 8 cents is appearing to be a very critical level of resistance for Casper right now. Should we surpass this, we'll hopefully see Casper return to 10 cents and then some. There are a lot of course, very big catalysts incoming for Casper and crypto as a whole. And a lot of very optimistic things coming as well. As the title states, Casper and crypto market reversal just weeks away. Potentially that is the case. We'll get into why in this stream. We've got some updates regarding Casper, the crescendo updates, the smart contract developments, the Hong Kong Web3 Festival as well, and much more. And equally, one thing that has made me very bullish in the market as well is based off a video from a YouTuber called Professor Peter St. Onge, who is a very well-renowned economist in the YouTube scene, if you will. I do trust his judgment, and he has come back ultimately confirming the nature of where the markets are right now, inflation and all that sort of stuff, and it leaves me with a different perspective. Ultimately a positive outlook on the market as well, as inflation is down massively, which could therefore lead to the acceleration of rate cuts and quantitative easing, so money being printed and boosted into the economy. As always though, if you enjoy these streams, these daily lives, leave a like, share with your friends and subscribe for more. We can see right now Casper is currently valued at 7.76 cents, down roughly 1.12% on the daily time frame. Ethereum 1.582, down 1.84% on the daily time frame, and Bitcoin just short of 85k at 84.5, down roughly 0.59% on the daily time frame. Tau is looking very bullish right now. One of the few assets that have been really performing quite well recently since it made its bottom at $164, give or take. It's seen a very solid rise, almost 2xing in value since. Currently up 8.87% on the daily time frame. Tau is one of the decentralized fair launch AI projects, and of course those of you who've been watching me for a while have heard my belief in AI. I have more information about the significance of AI in my VIP group here as well, and that's why Tau is a pick of mine that I have quite a good lot of faith in, truth be told. I do believe that it's good. Of course, it being fair launch also gives me more belief and more trust in the project in itself as well. So Tau's looking very strong, and of course many others in the space as well. Those who are looking at memes like Turbo obviously came down massively since the all-time highs, since the whole fiasco of those who switched from Casper to Turbo, which is a misplay to say the least. But it has seen a nice little recovery. After coming back 90%, it's seen a nice little recovery. Now currently is up 53% since its bottom. Will it come back? Time will tell. A bit early to call that, but again, it's a meme. While it does seem to be apparently an AI meme, it's still a meme, so the risk to reward is inherently so much higher. There's no guarantee it will come back. And I'm pretty sure Turbo also got delisted on certain exchanges as well because of its poor performance. But again, that's just covering Turbo. There are many more assets in the space to look into, some that I do have belief as well, but of course our main focus for the most part is on Casper. Casper, as I mentioned earlier, it is currently seeing a lot of resistance right now. Evidently 8 cents is a very strong level of resistance right here, and or support. And what we're seeing though, which is reassuring, is the price of Casper consolidate at this resistance level here, as opposed to Bitcoin, which is similarly being rejected here, but you could argue the bigger zone is slightly higher up, more so around here, which would therefore mean that again Bitcoin's not really consolidating at its resistance, it's just below it in the middle. So for me right now, this is what we had our executive roundtable earlier on today, about 3-4 hours ago, with C Crypto and the members in there as well, and we discussed the market sentiment and what we're looking at right now. And ultimately right now, the thesis that we have devised is, markets go anywhere of course, but things are looking in a slightly more bullish trend for Casper. Again, if you want to find out a lot more through educational resources from like analyzing market trends, like knowing how to judge support and resistance and even risk management, alongside trades and institutional research documents and so much more. And of course, these live streams we do every single day, having even more in-depth ones every single week. Come check out the VIP group, wop.com/Economist Factory, link down below in the description, and also on the homepage as well. 7-day free trial. Check it out for free. and see if it suits your fancy. Welcome back everyone to the stream once again. Divas, remember, welcome back first. You know it, LB Crypto on the check-in. Love to hear it. Yo to you too, Falco, and you to Andy, the OG. One more day of scooping up Casper. Again, 8 more. Might be only be 8, but it's still more. Casper keeps spinning that bag, my man, looking very, very healthy indeed. And you too, Lau, everybody else, welcome back to the channel. Hope you all have a very, very good weekend so far and having a good Easter Sunday. The reason we were late today's stream because I was celebrating Easter Sunday with my family. A very nice holiday, of course, to have a little bit of some time away. And, you know, I mean, I didn't really have time away. You know, I love working. I work like it's like my life. It is my life. And I enjoy it. And I also enjoy what is to come as well with crypto and Casper. So with that being said, I'm going to get into some of the macro before we get into the Casper news right now. We've covered the market kind of sentiment right now and what it looks like. Start off with potentially the reason for the market trend today is based off this post from Wu Blockchain. Apparently Bitget is experiencing some issues. Bitget bot is suspected of having a malfunction. The 24-hour trading volume of Volex/USDT contracts exceed that of BTC. The Bitget responded that it has noticed the relevant abnormal trading behavior and is investigating. So ultimately, Bitget announced that some users suspected market manipulation during this period triggered the risk control system, and the trading, deposit and withdrawal functions on the relevant account have been temporarily suspended. The accounts involved in abnormal transactions will be rolled back within the next 24 hours, and Bitget's announcement has caused great controversy in the community. So while it's not done anything drastic, and I don't think that's the sole reason for the market correcting today, I think the market corrected because it's just what's happening in the market right now. Some days are good, some days are bad. Either way, it's not really moving much at all, truth be told. Again, Bitcoin's down 0.5% right now, not really moving. The potential negative sentiment in today's market could be because of, again, uncertainty in one of the bigger exchanges. Bitget is top 6 on CoinMarketCap, so it's a big exchange. Seeing it trade 1.8 billion 24-hour trading volume and almost 5 million weekly visits, so it's not a small exchange by no means. But hopefully this sort of dilemmas will subside as time goes on, as we get more regulatory clarity and frameworks in this space, and hopefully as Casper becomes a more integral part as well, because Casper being, you know, the nature of it is fair launch proof of work, also having the block DAG architecture, it is one of the most secure assets in the space right now. And once it scales with DAGNight and 10 BPS, it'll be even more secure, and you may see many more crypto infrastructures running on top of running through Casper's blockchain or block DAG architecture, because it is just deemed as quicker, safer and cheaper as well. Welcome back, Cryptony brother. Hope you're doing very, very well as well. You got some free advertising on Twitter? Yeah, I did. I was very, I mean, I get it on occasion, which is always very, very nice. And it's not by any means me saying, please do it. Like, again, you guys do as you will, your own people. But I was very, very thankful to see Block Zero yesterday, you know, give me some very nice praise, just saying, you know, remains one of the go-to YouTubers for daily streams, always up to date on Casper and stuff like that. And I mean, I try to do what I try to do, man. Of course, there'll be some FOMO here and there because, you know, we all want to hear the good news, right? But I always try to bring some realism in what we're talking about, which is don't be emotional, be logical. This is good news, but this could also result in this as well. But yeah, I appreciate very much those who support me every single day, tuning in, watching the channel, whether you actively participating in the chat or just, you know, listening behind the scenes while you're driving, working, whatever it may be, sleeping. Hopefully you all enjoy this content and are ready for what is to come, because I believe big things are on the horizon, no doubt. I missed it yesterday. Hey, it's all good, Cryptony, man. It was definitely a shame, but at the same time, good to see you here today. Welcome back, Buffalo Thurman. You're doing very, very well. And you too, Gosu. All have a very, very good day so far. And Anthony, you too. I never missed one since day one. I appreciate you. I appreciate you very, very much. And yeah, I mean, a lot of people in this community right now who are watching today, you are the people who are here every single day without fail, tuning in every single time. And even then, on the occasional days you miss it, you're still here and have been here since day one. And I appreciate you all very, very much. You'll be remembered, no doubt, when this channel and this community expands a lot more, when Casper starts to rally again, and then the FOMO funnels back in as well. But you know, we'll all be here together. This is our channel. The way I perceive it, is our channel, not my channel. We're all here as a community together with Casper, trying to grow more and more. Got to be the one and only, you know it. Good to hear, Gosu. It's a beautiful day for Jay's voice, you know what I mean? Beautiful day. Yeah, how's your leg doing, Gosu? Hope you're doing very, very... I know you said you're going back to work soon now, so hopefully your leg's all better now and you're back and getting that grind and getting that bag, you know? Indeed, Jay's voice brings calm in true and hard times. I appreciate it very, very much. I've got a voice of an angel, I've heard. But yeah, thank you very much everyone once more for watching and tuning in and giving me the confidence to keep going, you know. Another 10k coins yesterday, 1.1 mil. Love it, LB. Absolutely huge news. Keep going, brother. I love that so much. So, that said, we can see, yes, that's part of the reason why the market's correcting right now. But again, this is not a cause for concern. It's a worst case, just short-term noise. We can see here in a video from CZ himself, the former Binance CEO, who stated that I think we're going to see a race towards companies adopting Bitcoin. And, you know, that is effectively what's going to happen right now. I believe so much as well. Like, we're going to see bit by bit more and more institutions jumping into the crypto space, more countries adapting and adopting Bitcoin to putting it into a strategic reserve as well. In fact, in our VIP group earlier as well, we covered that another massive asset manager, which manages over $5 trillion of asset under management, just jumped into the crypto space like last month. And better still, they're going to be receiving some form of, you know, permissions of clarity, if you will, at the end of May, once more channeling into the fact that I believe May is going to be a very pivotal month for majority of crypto, and equally Casper as well. Hopefully teeing up for June, where we hopefully get rate cuts as well, will be a pivotal time as well. So yeah, May's looking very, very big, and we'll see the adoption go so much higher. Like, one factor again to take into account with crypto again is something called the M2 money supply. Ultimately is an indicator for the money in the economy. It's not a silver bullet by any means, or golden bullet, but it's a very decent indicator I'd highlight. I think it's a very decent indicator, and we can see when you correlate it to the price of Bitcoin, you can see that right now it does seem to have quite a decent amount of correlation, suggesting that, you know, things are looking up for the most part. You can see here, if we adjust it accordingly, the M2 supply suggests that Bitcoin should be hopefully reaching in around 130k or so by end of July, August time. And that is still without regulatory frameworks and guidelines. That's still without more institutions jumping into crypto. That's still without the rate cuts and money printing from the United States as well. So, and again, it's not a golden bullet. It's got an 80% correlation between Bitcoin and the M2. But if that is the case, then we'll see Bitcoin rally to 130k and then some, most likely, for the latter half of this year as well, when we get more regulatory frameworks and more adoption coming through as well. We are still extremely early. And that's why, while I'm not saying I wholeheartedly trust CZ, I don't trust anybody, you know, head and shoulders above anybody else. I don't trust anyone in this space. You've got to look up for yourself right now. What I do as an investor, as a researcher, is I analyze multiple different sources from both sides of things, good and bad, and make an educated decision based on my outlook. So when I look at this from CZ, I'm like, okay, I don't trust it because CC is saying it, but I do trust it based on everything else that I've heard and said as well in this space, and equally because of the M2 as well, and the macro side of things also support the fact that we're going to see Bitcoin go higher. And if Bitcoin goes higher, of course, countries are going to want to adopt it, you know? Going to want to adopt it. And we're seeing, again, these sort of macro or fundamentals in America starting to size up and look better as well, with Japan looking to ease import rules for American cars, which is also very, very good. Very reassuring news, no doubt. And I'm going to now play something which is also going to coincide to my belief of seeing rate cuts and a booming economy very soon, with this video here from Peter St. Onge, who's quite a well-renowned economist. He's only got 30k subscribers on YouTube, but on Twitter he's got, I think, north of 500k. If I type his name in, if it does come up. Will it come up if I do that? No. I don't know what his Twitter actually is. Oh, there it is. Oh, yeah, I follow him, of course. We can see here, yeah, he's got 261k. You know, he's a very, I would say, very well-renowned economist in this, in the space and well, and it also helps me devise where I think the market's going to go as well. And I'll be playing this video in just a moment as well, before on some questions right now. But this is again playing into the fact that I think we're going to see, you know, hopefully some positive market trajectory going in the next couple of months and weeks as well. Also, Art Zero, my man, yo, I don't trust CZ. He is a scammer who pumps and dumps coins just to get liquid at users and won't list Casper. He is the worst. Don't forget, he was the snitch on FTX. I mean, I understand you, Art Zero, and in a sense I do also agree. Now, of course, CZ, he does still have influence with Binance, being the founder of them, but due to the whole legal proceedings, he's no longer the CEO. So technically speaking, he doesn't have any direct correlation or power over Binance anymore, so he is not the reason per se why Casper's not been listed. But in the same time, in saying that, he being the founder, he will still have some form of leverage, if you will, and still some power. So you could argue, yes, he is part of the reason why Casper's not getting listed right now, and he might be the reason why coins are pumping and dumping, but that's not a Binance thing. Look at any crypto project. The problem is right now, majority of projects in the space right now are centralized, and they just pay the exchanges to list the project. So these exchanges don't care if they pump or dump. They're getting paid anyways to list them, so they're just listing them. Casper is a unique scenario where you have to accumulate yourself, so therefore it's a higher risk to reward for them. For us, it's not. We kind of see the vision with it, but for them, it's high risk to reward because they're usually just getting paid for zero risk at all. They get paid money to lift a token. If it goes up, more money. If it goes down, they haven't lost anything. They got paid for it. But they've got to do it out of their own skin for Casper, In regards to FTX thing, FTX was a dumpster fire to begin with, and it obviously got outed in the end. And whether he snitched or not, which, he was snitched either way, I think what happened, it's better it happening than it didn't happen, and then we get caught out later on as well. Imagine if institutional doesn't flood into crypto and then FTX happened this cycle. It would be disastrous and may even kill crypto. Back then it was disastrous. Back then institutions wanted to get into crypto, but it was really, really earlier than we are right now. And FTX dissuaded a lot of them because it crashed. And we've had a long recovery from that, and now where we're at right now. But with that being said, listen to this interview, or this video even, the short clip from Professor St. Onge, which for me again is a very good insight onto the current macro side of things, the inflation, and what we should be seeing coming to this space, hopefully in the next couple of weeks and months ahead of us. So pay very close attention.
Inflation is now nearly zero under Donald Trump, down from 5.7% annualized in Joe Biden's final inflation report. It's one heck of a move in 2 months. What is driving it? So last month, the Bureau of Labor Statistics dropped new inflation numbers for the month of March, as in before the tariffs. This was Trump's second inflation report card, and it was even better than the first. Overall, inflation actually dropped on the month thanks to crashing energy prices, and even core inflation, which excludes energy, came in at an annualized rate of just 0.7%. That brought year-on-year inflation down to 2.4% from 2.8% the previous month, and it brings Trump's average inflation rate to 1% even, compared to Biden's final number of 5.7%. Meanwhile, new producer prices also came in. These measures what companies pay, at a 4-year low, also with a monthly decline and a 0.7% annualized on core. Now that's down from 20% annualized in Biden's final number. Rarely has inflation dropped so hard so fast, so what did it? Energy was the star, dropping 2.5% on the month. That's a 1/4 drop annualized. Gasoline actually dropped over 6% in a single month. There were some other drops in medical, pharmaceuticals, and travel, along with a pleasing drop in used car prices. I've been using those as a proxy for self-deportation since departing illegals flood the used car market, and they dropped about 0.7% on the month, which is about 9% annualized, a decent clip. The rest of it was a mixed bag. Flat for shelter, houses, and rent. Prices fell for fruits, vegetables, and bread, but rose for meat and eggs. This was before Trump brought down egg prices with one cool trick of stop killing chickens, so it was mainly energy. Now that's a combination of increased production here and overseas, along with slowing economic growth in China even before the tariffs. I mentioned in recent videos how China's economy has been in trouble from overcapacity and mountains of bad debt, which is part of why Trump's trade war is hitting them so hard. So what's next? Brought to you by OnChain.com. March was the last inflation number before Trump's big tariffs. Even after he trimmed most of the tariffs to 10%, China is still facing a 125% tariff wall. So in the near term, this will hit everything where Chinese imports are a big share. Trump exempted cell phones, computers, and semiconductors, which are about 1/3 of Chinese imports. That leaves clothes and toys, furniture and household goods, construction materials, tools, manufacturing inputs from chemicals to batteries. These come to about $350 billion, possibly $500 billion once you include re-exports of Chinese goods through Vietnam and Mexico. So that would in theory be a point or two one-time hit to inflation. But of course, if Chinese socks or electric drills are twice the price of India, the inflation's a lot lower. Importers just change countries. That means that near term, tariffs are probably a couple tenths of a percent on inflation. How long depends how fast importers can switch to other countries, how much inventory they have in the meantime, and how quickly domestic replacement can stand up new factories when and if the tariff dust settles. That all brings us back to what is fundamentally driving both inflation and reindustrialization: federal spending, the red tape and taxes that come along for the ride. If Trump and Congress can fix that, inflation will stay low even with jumbo tariffs, while Americans can start making stuff again. Okay.
So, as Professor St. Orange highlights there, which is, as I've seen throughout the chat, we cannot stop winning. It's very, very bullish, ultimately highlighting that inflation right now has come down significantly since Trump took over from Joe Biden. It's come down massively to 0.7%, which is very, very bullish news, very bullish indeed. And now, and obviously that's currently, where it's at right now. With tariffs now finally being implemented as of April 9th, and obviously China having a massive tariff wall as well, we will definitely see, or highly likely see, the next CPI data coming out in May. We'll probably see an increase in inflation, but because it's only on China really, and Professor Stone highlights, and I don't think so either, I don't think it should be much higher. Rather, it'll probably be a point or two higher in inflation. If it's not too high, or better still, if it's not even come up at all, that will be a great indicator, a green light for the Fed to start printing money and issuing quantitative easing and money printing and rate cuts. Of course, it does again depend on how quickly we see building happening in America. We are seeing tariffs generating a lot more revenue in America right now, which is good. But ultimately, this is just Peter St. Orange highlighting here the economic outlook right now, which, it's the understanding of such is still very much a grey area, because all people are seeing right now, for the most part, people who are, I think that the most successful traders are the ones who understand the importance of macro and fundamentals on top of TA. That's why I keep highlighting that both are very, very important. If you just do TA right now, we're still in a bearish trend. We're still going to be coming down. We don't necessarily know when the reversal is going to come in. But if you understand and look at these sources here, you start understanding that the market right now is down, but the actual economy is starting to stabilize and start to make a recovery and going up as well. So therefore, there's a good possibility that you'll see these act as catalysts and event catalysts to start causing some positive momentum in the market, and that again, with what's coming through, does correlate and potentially resemble that Bitcoin once more is going to follow this empty supply and start making this recovery rally going into May, June time. Maybe not, again, it's not complete. We can see it doesn't follow it to a T, but it's quite a close correlation. So we may see Bitcoin start to make a rally probably around here or so and start going up to here. We'll have to wait and see, of course, time will tell. But right now, inflation is looking much better, which is really reassuring. Despite Trump's crash the market, which of course people are very upset about, and I understand why, inflation's come down massively. So it has had a positive effect. Love or hate Trump, it has a positive effect. And this could therefore hopefully, provided it's done delicately, it could lead to more money and higher market price coming very, very soon. Things are looking up, in my belief, truth be told. And of course, then that gets into Casper, which we'll get into in a moment before answering questions right now. But again, Casper, May is going to be a big month for them as well. Gosu says, yes, I'm back at work and every day I'm improving. Great stuff, Gosu. I'm very happy to hear it. Keep grinding, my man. And hopefully you're back to 100% very, very soon. What's up, John Dunn, my man? Hope you're doing very, very well. I'm doing fantastic today. Easter Sunday with the family, you know it. Yo, JC's, it actually pumps and dumps prices. I have seen a few short squeezes on Binance and coins. They control the supply. They liquidate with shorts and then longs. Very shady stuff. And I mean, I haven't seen it for myself, so I'm taking your word for it. But at the same time, I wouldn't disagree either way, because that's the fundamental thing that all market makers, all exchanges do. They are a business. Their whole premise as a business is to make money. They don't care about retail. They don't care about us. They do what's best for them to make money. So they will liquidate people. They will do long and short to make as much money as possible. You've seen the whole thing of MEXC supposedly manipulating the price of Casper to make extra money for themselves. It's no different with Binance doing it as well. That's why I say I don't necessarily trust CZ, but I do agree with his point here that we're going to see a race towards countries adopting Bitcoin. That much I can agree with. I agree with that statement, not because of CZ saying it, because I've seen the research and sources from other people saying similar things. institutional documents, again, that I talk about in the VIP group here as well, that supports the sentiment that Bitcoin and crypto is going to go so much higher than the cycle. So I'm highlighting CZ as a reference point and a KOL sense, because is a key opinion leader in the space, no doubt. But I'm not saying I trust him. If you get what I mean. I thought CZ owns Binance. Technically, no. So basically, CZ, he has strong connections to Binance. Of course, he was the founder of Binance in 2017, and he was the CEO. But due to the lawsuit with the United States, he stepped down as CEO in 2023, like November time, I believe it was, or something like that. So he's no longer the CEO, but he is the founder, and I would not be surprised if he owns a significant portion of Binance. I don't know how much exactly, but I'm sure he does have a significant portion of Binance that he owns himself. So you could argue that he does own Binance as the largest shareholder. Let's go Kas Kaspa. Yeah, exactly. Things are looking up for the macro side of things. That's going to be very big for Casper going forward as well. I meant when he was there. Right now he's doing it as much. Right now he's not doing it as much. Just check like his last meme, broccoli. I mean, yeah, again, manipulation happens all the time. You can't trust these global elites, or you can use them as reference points to understand what's happening right now. Can't stop, won't stop. You know it. I should be a professor. Why I've been telling you exactly what he's been saying. And you've been right again, Krypton. You've been completely right that fundamentally speaking, right now the macro side of things, the inflation has actually been coming down. And, it's seemingly been a ploy as well to get the yield down lower so they can refinance the debt at a low level as well. And it will start leading, therefore, to a booming economy in the second half of the year. Remember as well, something that was confirmed, and I don't know where I've seen the source again, I should really try and find it, but I know that I heard, and it's true, that when new presidents take over, or prime minister, wherever you're from, there's typically a 6 months grace period. So Trump has effectively till July to start fixing the economy, otherwise he will get scrutinized. So he can do whatever he wants, which he had been doing from now until July. After that, he has to make the market go up. And considering you're going to start seeing stablecoin bills and regulatory frameworks of crypto coming out in like August time or something like that, and considering the M2 is going to it's been going up higher and higher and higher, and considering that again, the inflation's come down, therefore Jerome Powell can start issuing rate cuts and whatnot, it leads to potentially a very, very booming economy, and seeing it at such low levels right now, down 60-70% from all-time highs, to a very, very booming economy and a lot more potential gains coming through from effectively now going through to August, September, October, November time, depending on when the market top is going to be. Again, we have to play it by ear. We have no idea for sure right now. It's common sense. The media should outright lies. Just do the research. Facts be facts. Exactly. When the media did the research on inflation just come, they would have reported that the CPI inflation data, the unemployment data. Sorry, the unemployment data was 4.2% instead of the estimated 4.1%. So it was actually more unemployment than expected, which is true. But they didn't take into account the non-farm payroll, which is the jobs into the economy. The unemployment is taken into account everything, even governmental jobs. The non-farm payroll is purely just the economic jobs, and the non-farm payroll actually went up almost 2 times more. 207,000 jobs implemented as opposed to the estimated 127,000. So, again, they all handpick information. I'm not therefore trying to paint Trump as a good or bad guy. It's just me highlighting again, when you're doing your research, even when you're watching this channel, try and take sources from all sides of things. Don't just listen to the FOMO, the Moon Boys. Listen to also the fuzz and try and get a general understanding of the good and the bad, and then devise your own logical strategy behind it all. The economy will rocket this year and will do well next 3 years unless we get a black swan like World War III. I agree as well. I think the economy right now is looking much, much better right now. And maybe the tariffs can be a big factor of that as well. Again, we'll have to wait and see. America will do well this presidency. I hope so. I really do. Very much as you have on this stream. Really. It's very weird. People have been saying that a lot recently. I literally don't touch the ads. There are ads on, of course, but I don't touch them. YouTube just put it in themselves. I don't put in ads manually at all. So I don't know why it does that. I mean, yeah, get an ad blocker by all means, Again, like, you do what you do. I know people use Firefox as well. So the ad blocker actually work. I don't use the app on my phone. I just use Brave Browse. Oh, also that as well. There you go. Rumors BlackRock Coinbase out CZ. I have not heard about that, but I mean, it wouldn't be too surprising either. 2022, CZ invested $500 million through Binance to finance the acquisition of Twitter by Elon Musk. Interesting. Yeah, it's a corrupt world we live in, no doubt. I opened a long 3x on Casper when it went down to 6 cents. My liquidation is down to 0.02, also 2 cents. and I already took my investment back and profits. Now it's a runner, easy money. Well, there you go again. So it's easy to effectively, not easy, Kosu has effectively, he's effectively just done this. He's done that, and he just put a long position kind of going up from there. And he's already made profit of it, so he's made his investment back. And now he's just letting the profits run higher and higher. So yeah, massive stuff, my brother. Keep stacking that bag. I'd love to hear it. Yeah, hell yeah, indeed. Well, yeah, again, also, yeah, you could argue to support the channel, don't use ad blocker so I can get my bread from here, as the money is always going to Casper. I mean, yeah, you could argue that as well. But again, I'm doing this content because I enjoy doing it. You do as you do, guys. Like, I love you all for supporting the channel and tuning in every single day anyways. And that's why I share shout out to my friends and crypto community. And then there you go. If you don't want to do ad blocker, then by all means, spread the love and the adoption of the channel and let people know about what's happening with crypto and Casper. Or equally, check out the VIP group again. Shameless plug, I know, but VIP will also provide a lot more in-depth insight there as well, which hopefully build a better understanding of the market and what's coming through as well, and maybe make some better gains going forward as well. Again, we're still very early now. It's the time that I am actively trying to spend even more time researching to build my understanding of the space going forward and know what I am trying to do. That's why I've been speaking about it recently in these streams about yield farming, about staking. Not a big thing that people need to do in crypto. You don't even need to do it either way, but it's something that banks and FIs are looking into a lot more so with crypto, and there are a lot of benefits to it. So now I'm also researching into that and providing some courses. I will be doing so soon in the VIP group as well. Could be a very big thing going forward as well. So again, if you want to learn about this sort of stuff coming through very soon, then check out the VIP group, because link down below in the description, and also on the homepage here as well. www.wop.com/coin-factory. That being said, let's get into the Casper news right now. We can see on our first source here, from Casper Daily here, Casper volatility is at historic lows. We can see 36.89 million. 24-hour trading volume is very, very low for Casper. It's been a while since Casper been this low in volume right now. Dominated by Gate at 30%. Then after that is Nexi at 13. Then Bitget at 11. BTCC's come down to 6, which is surprising. It's come down so far. So yeah, it's a surprise to say the least to see Casper so low in volume right now. Casper is experiencing one of the calmest periods in recent history. The average true range, or ATR, a key measure for price volatility, at this one is at one of the lowest levels ever recorded for this asset. Bollinger Bands have also narrowed significantly, showing the price movements are tightening. And we can see again, look, it's just stabilizing. It's consolidating right now. It's not really moving much at all. I'd say the buyers are in control right now because Casper's consolidating right now below this resistance level here, but we're not seeing a lot of volume right now. Casper's kind of just staying between these levels of resistance and support right here as well. Not really moving much at all. So this kind of low volatility setup often acts as a pressure build-up, with market typically making a sharp move once the range breaks. Traders are keeping a close eye on Casper for signs of the next big move, which is why I'm highlighting again that should Casper break out of this zone right here, this could be a good indicator for a sharp move up to 10 cents, and then we'll see how it reacts when it reaches there as well. I'll probably see it get rejected here, come back down to 9, and start trying to make a move up again, following 10 BPS around the corner and everything else coming out as well, like the release of op codes for stablecoins and smart contract developments in and around 10 BPS activation on 5th of May as well. Again, just 2 weeks away, really, really close now. Things are looking very, very good in that regard. We can see here from Elpro, 15 days away, so just under 2 weeks, or just over 2 weeks even, until the 10 BPS upgrade on Casper's mainnet and activation. Currently we have 52%, or we can see from Casperlytics here. That's not Casperlytics here. We got, it says 49% right now, so it's come down a little bit, but we did see at the time here 52% have switched mining to the new node version, and equally from the public nodes we got 58%, which if you look at it here, it's currently up to 50. It's still 58.01% on the new node version, and of course all of them have to be 100% when we switch to the new Rusty version 1, or when we switch to activation, they want to be 100%. So we're seeing it again grow more and more, which is good, as they have to do, and showcasing once more how close we are to this upgrade. Very, very optimistic stuff. And Casper for me again is just a true gem in this space, very, very undervalued. Paul Van Sun has been a big advocate for that very recently as well. We covered this post briefly yesterday's stream about how Casper can surpass Bitcoin in regards to what it's doing, And this individual here replied saying, so are you implying trust can never be decentralized other than just by making mining expensive, but you can make mining less expensive? And Paul Anson highlights, no, I'm implying that centralized proof of work crypto concepts such as Bitcoin are perfectly trustful, but energy consumption should and can consistently be reduced, e.g. through block DAG parallel processing. In my honest opinion, mining energy should be climate neutral. Apart from censorship resistance like Bitcoin, advantages of block DAG are record high speed, Casper 1 bps to 10 bps, scalability, relatively cheap, sound basis for industry applications, easy access to all world citizens with access to solar, PV, etc. There's a lot of benefits to Casper, and it's just not had the full opportunity to be integrated and used with these applications just yet, but they're coming through very, very soon. Casper, by this sort of theory, in due time will be able to surpass and take advantage and supersede Bitcoin in regard to use case and adoption. And this is again Michael Saylor talking about how Bitcoin has no counterparty risk, no company, no country, no creditor, no currency, no competitor, no culture, and not even chaos, which is true. But as some politically highlighted in her recent Web3 festival about the Dag Night thing, internet chaos theory suggests that Bitcoin could be very much liable to it when it comes to fruition, but Casper, it will not. In Bitcoin, when the internet is down or fragmented across certain regions, nodes will keep the network up and running. In the United States, though, nodes will continue to build blocks, just as nodes in Europe or any region will too, but they will be making parallel chains not connected as one. Because Bitcoin follows the long chain rule, when the internet is back up, only the longest chain with the most blocks will survive, meaning other chains will be discarded, orphaned, and many transactions will have to be rebroadcasted on the network. It will be a complete catastrophe. But in Casper's case, when the future consensus protocol of Dagnite is implemented, internet chaos theory is handled a lot more efficiently. Just like Bitcoin, nodes in certain regions will build their own blocks locally until the internet is back up. However, all honest blocks are added to the DAG to the DAG and ordered in consensus according to Dagnite rules. So no blocks are discarded and no energy is wasted, so there won't be a possibility of any mishaps, if you will. The example given here is quite a good one here. Bob pays 10 Bitcoin to Bill in exchange for a Lamborghini. Bill receives the Bitcoin and Bob drives away. The sale is completed. What they didn't know is 10 minutes before the transaction was broadcasted, there was an internet outage. Bitcoin sees the Bitcoin as confirmed in his wallet, so he thinks all is good. But once the internet comes back, on hours or days later, the longest chain is selected, and for this example, Bill's Bitcoin was a part of the discarded chain. So his UTXO is discarded and Bob receives that UTXO back. He can either rebroadcast the transaction so Bill gets paid, or he can keep the Bitcoin and the car and screw him over. It's a very good analogy there. So ultimately, when the internet splits off, if you are not part of the longest chain rule for Bitcoin, the transaction will go back to you. So either you just scam somebody or you do the rightful thing, obviously, to pay him back. But, doggy dog world, a lot of people will just take the money. I mean, I personally don't think I would, but I'm sure a lot of people would. And again, that's part of the issue with the element of blockchain. Any blockchain could do Bitcoin, any blockchain could do this. But with Casper being a block DAG, even if this happened, all blocks are accounted for. So you wouldn't ever have the issue of, it being sent back to UTXO because it would be parallel, transaction would happen parallel. Of course, it's never 100% guarantee, but it's a lot more likely. So again, this is one thing that Casper has an advantage over Bitcoin in that regard. And also the MEV resistance as well. There's a lot more benefits to Casper. That's what's going to generate a lot more adoption coming forward with the protocols and infrastructure coming out. Casper for me is going to be a sight to behold. Casper, soon smart contracts coming out. Again, seemingly we'll see some implementation of such on the 5th of May. Doesn't mean we're going to see smart contracts or EVMs on that date, but I imagine very soon afterwards, maybe a few weeks afterwards, we'll see EVMs, Casplex, maybe even IGRA jumping on top of Casper. Casper will change for smart contracts right now. One of the major advantages of a based rollup on the block DAG is it eliminates the need to send transactions in a batch or sequencing and allows singular ordering per transaction. What does that mean? Well, effectively, what this means is essentially the block DAG ability is block DAG, obviously Casper block DAG, its ability is to handle the high volume of blocks, and their relationship allows for the layer 1 of Casper to take the responsibility of ordering individual layer 2 transactions, streamlining the rollup process and potentially improving speed and security. it basically the benefits of block DAG and based rollups of block DAG is just that it makes everything go through Casper, so it's easier to streamline, making it easier to analyze, if you will, and therefore makes it more secure. If you tap into the layer 2, it's still going through Casper. If a bad actor takes advantage of the layer 2, it won't really matter because it has to go through Casper. So you've got to take advantage of Casper, therefore. So it makes things more secure, and of course, it can make things quicker as well. You're not having to focus on multiple layer 2s. You're all going through Casper, so it's all very streamlined. And as Captain Sats highlights here, and I agree, I don't see the need for Ethereum once all Casper upgrades come. ZK, etc. What's the point of Ethereum existing? Right now, we heard proof from my VRP group earlier that multiple applications are still being built on Ethereum right now, which makes sense. But once applications like Casper and other ones that are also rallying up right now as well, they showcase themselves, they will start seeing liquidity from Ethereum because it's not efficient enough, and then Casper will steal it from them as well, being the most superior infrastructure in this space, in my personal belief. Ethereum's got weaker security, weaker centralization, weaker throughput, weaker speed, and it's mem EV galore. Casper is just a better choice in that regard, and it's going to prove itself very, very soon, which is kind of explained in a small snippet here from the XXIM interview with IGRA, which I have not had the blessing to listen to all of it just yet, but listen to this very short clip, and I can give it an insight on what these people are building with Casper right now, which is very, very insightful. So listen very closely again.
Motivation for rollups on Ethereum and the motivation for rollups on Casper is like inverse. In Ethereum, you have the smart contract, you don't have the scale. So you need, so if you want to scale, you need to do those rollups. On Casper, it's the inverse. You have the scale. You don't need somebody to store all the transactions and batch them so that you can put them on the tiny blockchain they have. No, we have enough space for everybody. What we don't have is the smart contracts.
All we don't have right now is the smart contracts. Casper's already ready for it. It's going to get better soon, upgraded very soon, but all we need is smart contracts, and they are coming out extremely soon. And then you'll see the projects like KRI also getting more involved as well. However, highlighted here that all of these products that KRI is set to launch will enter Casper into a $27 trillion industry that's also going to rally up more and more as years go on, which is going to be very, very big. Crypto Game highlights here. After Space Node, you still think they are a serious entity, and after 9 months, did you see anything practical being stated or started? And I understand the premise behind what you're saying here, but first off, actually, Space Node, what's wrong with the Space Node? I think there's nothing wrong with Space Node at all. If any, just give more, security and, superseding borders, more decentralization effectively to Casper as well for Space Node, but more importantly as well, did you see anything practical being built? Well, if this individual did research, they would have seen that Envy highlighted that all these applications here, these projects, have been built. They are ready. All the way for smart contracts, which I haven't got on Casper just yet. But they are ready. And, bit of back and forth here, bit of confusion here, but ultimately just highlighting that, 5th of May will be a big upgrade, of course. You may see, more developments in that regard as well, more announcements. But KRI, yes, they cannot launch it just yet until smart contracts. There is going to probably be the first one being the Gigawatt, I imagine, or Warp Core be one of the first ones to be launched. But it's not just any smart contracts, it has to be the ZK. So Captain highlights here, it won't be the 5th of May. It won't be the 10 BPS upgrade. It'll be a big step, but not the time we'll see it. The KRI do have a Casper EVM. So they do have some projects and stuff that they're already working on with the Casper KRI EVM. So they're already getting some form of starting, institutional stuff started as well. But they said they are still waiting for ZK smart contracts, not just smart contracts. They're not waiting for the EVM, they're waiting for zero knowledge, which means, Son Polinsky developing the smart contract architecture, which he is doing it after the Crescendo upgrade. When the Crescendo upgrade is done, Michael Sutton will be working on Dagnite, and Son Polinsky will be working on the ZK EVM, these smart contract system architecture, the ZK element of smart contracts. So again, these sort of projects, this $27 trillion industry, Casper will tap into by the end of this year, because the ZK architecture, Son Polinsky maintain, will be released. I believe the time frame was put around Q4 this year. So we'll see early stage smart contracts coming out for Casper in the next couple of weeks or so. And then we'll see the ability to build native smart contracts on Casper by Q4 element, maybe early Q3 if we're very, very lucky. Again, we're still in a position where, we're still early time will tell, And then, what's also very interesting as well, which we'll have to, pay a bit more attention to, and I'll be watching these videos as well very soon as well, is the fact that the Web3 Festival in Hong Kong, the recordings have now been uploaded to the KEF page, so we can watch Tom Polinsky, Michael Sutton, Monica, and Evie all speak at the Web3 Festival in Hong Kong. You can highlight here, Capital says the part 2 of the Web3 recordings, the part 2 of the recordings from Web3 are now finally out. And a few key takeaways from both the talks from Casper and Edgar Labs is most of what's out there today on the top of the Casplex developments right now. So majority right now is all Casplex, but Edgar Labs are going to be coming through very soon. Both Casplex and Edgar have devnets already live and tested by third parties, and Edgar is issuing a token, Casplex won't. WCAS will be used for gas fees. So Edgar's releasing a token, but Edgar also confirmed this token is not going to be a gas fee token. It's going to be something else for like governance and some other elements as well, and staking it. But Casper are releasing a token. They're going to be using Wrap Casper for the gas fees, or Casper in general. So right now, Casper are the first movers, but Iglabs are equally not seemingly that far behind, building more and more as well. We can hear a lot of these talks here. Casper 2.0 series recap video playlist here. KF YouTube page. I'll be watching these as well. I'm probably making some form of video or covering the streams in a later date. You've got multiple videos here. This is a Connect Hong Kong recap. Crypto is more of moral than relativism. From Johnny here, you got Evie and Monica talking about the KEF. You got exploring optimal ZK technologies with UTXO based layer 1 protocols. You got Tom Polinsky here talking in regards to the recap of layer 1 and layer 2 ordering games and MEV extractions. And then you also have Johnny here talking about this whole polar bear thing, which I heard a tangent about it a while back, which is a bit weird, but I'm sure it is more understandable when you actually listen to this, which I'll listen to later on as well. Then you've got Michael Sutton doing a recap of Crescendo and layer 1 and layer 2 ZK bridge, which is ultimately understanding the layer 1.5 for Casper. And then you've got this Igor one I've already heard as well, and equally the tokenization and decentralization element, and why Casper is the ideal asset for based real world assets, why decentralization matters for tokenization going forward. Again, why Casper, while it's early, is going to take over this space because of what they're developing, what's coming out to it. Like Sutton, again, a rather technical talk. It's a rather technical talk, so again, it may not be the easiest to understand, so I'll try and make it a bit easier for when I do talk about it in my streams and also a video potentially. But a rather technical talk on the Casper L1, L2 ZK bridge design, covering sequencing, commitment, prover flexibility, and a preview of black box atomic possibility. The goal was to deliver substantial technical depth on the ZK future while still overviewing and offering an overview of Casper 2.0, post-crescendo, and post-smart contracts. So understanding once the smart contracts and 10 BPS are done for Casper, what's next? What's the next agenda? And of course, that's that's not the biggest concern for all of us right now, but at the same time, it probably is. We want to understand how Casper is going to take over the world as well. So again, this is sort of like how early we're going to go from here as well. And understanding that, yes, hash rate's looking solid right now. I'm going to see more miners coming up very soon. Hash rate will go up very soon as well. You've got, miner adjustment still coming through, very aggressive emission schedule still wants more. But Casper right now is still in this very, very delicate spot, I would argue, but also probably pricing at the bottom right now. And things are, for me, still on the up. A lot of big developments coming out in May and going off from that point onwards as well. So, my conviction in Casper is not weighed by any means. And my conviction in crypto is building up more and more, to which I do talk about in a lot more depth with institutional insight in the VIP group. Again, wap.com/Economist Factory, 7-day free trial. We do weekly live streams, buy and sell alerts, educational resources, alongside institutional documents and much, much more. So if you want to find out a lot more in there, then again, 7-day free trial, wap.com/Economist Factory, from the link down below in the description, also on my homepage here as well. Right now, with the market being so dull, my strategy has been DCA and learn more. There's not really a need for me to do much more right now. I'm looking into other means like staking elements as well, but right now, those have been my main targets right now. I will be doing some trading on the side as well, which Secret has been teaching us in our VIP group as well. It's been very helpful and very insightful. I know people have been making a lot of good gains from that as well. fundamentally speaking right now, the big thing that we should be doing as a collective is just don't just sit idly. We need to understand the significance of what's happening in the space right now. There's big shift happening right now. More adoption coming through with institutions. It's all taking place this year. We can't sit idle. We can't just sit back and twiddle our thumbs and wait to be rich. Now, the fact that we're here early is already an advantage. We got ahead of the game. Don't let them catch up to you. You want to research more. You want to get ahead of the game. You want to keep understanding what's coming onto the space. I'm sure that's why you're all in these streams every single day as well. Besides listening to my beautiful voice, you also want to understand more about crypto and Casper. If you want to find even more stuff, then again, the VIP group's there as well. But understand that Casper, for me, again, the gem that it is still very early. It's not a short-term play. It is a long-term investment. Crypto as a whole is not a short-term play. It's a long-term investment for the future. We just got to be patient, take our time, and understand that it's not a sprint. It's a marathon. It's going to take a while, but you're going to see early stage adoption and big adoption of that happening this cycle. Casper, where will it go? We don't know for sure. People have their own predictions. I don't make predictions anymore either, but I do think Casper can still surpass expectations. That's all I'm going to say from that regard, because I do think Casper has a lot of big things coming out, and it could therefore get adoption. It's got partnerships as well, which is very, very good. And it does also depend, though, on the macro and when the market top actually is. The market top's going to be later on, then, maybe Casper can go as high as you think. But again, we'll have to wait and see. Remember they outed him before the ETF. Binance manipulated the Bitcoin price and held a large share of it. Oh, I do remember that, yeah. I do remember that. I mean, yeah. Again, the insider game is a very corrupt one. So, I expect nothing less, to be honest. And as Art Zero says, yes, as you enjoy these streams, of course, we do this every single day without fail. Easter Sunday, my birthday. Actually, my birthday is like 3 weeks away now. When is it? When's my birthday? It is 4 weeks away. Yeah, 4 weeks away now. So yeah, I'll be streaming my birthday as well. No, of course I will be. Christmas, every single day, I'm always here, chilling, chatting, learning more about crypto and Casper. Bringing the education here as well. So if you enjoy this stuff and looking forward to what is coming as well, the big crypto and Casper rally, hopefully, leave a like, share with your friends, subscribe for more, get more involved, check out the VIP group to be even more locked in. You know the deal. A lot more coming to the space. If you've got any questions right now, by all means, feel free to leave them. If not, then we may be wrapping up today's stream a little bit early, as there is all the source of today's video being covered right now. There isn't much more to cover for today's stream. It has pretty much been quite a textbook, things are coming, but we're going to cover through very soon. The Web3 Festival, the big stuff coming to crypto as well. The inflation's looking very, very good as well. Markets right now are on the up, and it's looking really, really bullish going forward. And my Twitter is bugging out. I love Twitter. It's all been Twitter and CoinMarket are both very, very buggy all the time. Very, very buggy all the time. OKX is now available in the United States. Well, that's very, very big. That's very big for OKX. Getting now a US clarity. So yeah, again, I did see actually a post from Ash Crypto here earlier, which I was a little bit worried about. We've talked about Trump releasing another coin. Where is it? I saw on the post about it. Where is it? Yeah, no, not that one. South Korea has said they won't fight Trump's tariffs. That's reassuring. That's very good news as well. Vietnam will open crypto and Bitcoin exchange. Massive, also very good news. Where's the post I saw about it? How long ago was it? I didn't think it was that long ago. I saw it on my phone notifications. Just quickly checking it out. I don't see it anymore. Interesting. Well, I just saw a post. I thought apparently Trump would be releasing another crypto token, which, I mean, say what you will, I am not the most optimistic about that. Also, what happened to the Trump meme coin, but we'll see what happens at the end of the day. We'll see what happens. But that being said, that'll be it for today's Daily Casper Crypto live stream. If you enjoyed, leave a like, share, subscribe for more. To be even more locked in, check out the free community. Use your homepage here in the description right now, or also check out the VIP group. Again, linked up below. Have a great day, good evening, good night. Thank you very much, Ghost, my man. Hope you feel better very, very soon. Your leg gets to 100% and everybody else. And I will see you all tomorrow.